Something I wish I knew sooner is that you gain so much when you just focus on yourself and personal development. I used to believe that I had to work for the validation from others, or I cared so much what people thought about me and my decision making, right? Because at the end of the day, it's your life. If you don't want to live someone else's life, that's okay, right? You could be respectful to them and be like, I'm okay. I appreciate your advice, but I can't listen to it to a certain extent because it's not the life that I've always thought of or dreamed of, right? Because Harvey Specter said it like this from Suits, right? Life is like this, and I like this, okay? And I'm striving for this, right? Because life is too short to just not only just settle, but not go after your dreams and chase those dreams that you've always wanted, right? That's why I got into coaching, right? And started my own business because I've always thought about, working for myself and helping other people, becoming the best version of themselves, right? Because I don't want you guys to go through the same struggles that I did. I'm trying to help you overcome those things and not only build a great physique, but also fix your mental and have a clearer mindset in order to build better habits, right? So when you focus on your personal development, it's not easy at first to block out the distractions and block out the outside noise because that is not easy. And I'm still trying to learn myself today, right? But when you have a goal or, you're striving towards something, it's going to help you be way more productive than not, right? If you have daily routine or daily non-negotiables, the things that you have to do in order to become your future successful self, there's no reason for you to not try or, give up when it gets hard, right? Because you want so much more out of your life. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do now. I'm not where I want to be at. And I know I'm capable of doing more. But I've learned so much from my own experiences and my personal growth over especially the last few years, right? Because when I was younger, I used to not only care about other people, what they thought of me, but I was trying to be a person that I was not, right? And I tried to cut out the people that weren't benefiting me in order to reach my highest potential and actually change to the person I know I'm capable of becoming. Because that's the thing you have to realize the most. What you have to realize the most is that you cannot be in an environment that's holding you back and pushing you down the wrong path. Because deep down, that's not the path you want to go on. You don't want to settle for this normal life. I know deep down you actually want to make a change and you're not happy with where you're at in your life. So you have to just start and block out distractions and outside noise and just go for exactly what you want in your life. Whether that's building your dream physique, moving to that city, getting that new job, or leaving your job to start that business you've always wanted, right? Because you can't be afraid to fail and take risks. Because when you're afraid to fail and take risks, is you have these negative things in your mind that's holding you back. And that's not helping your personal growth because you're not as confident. When you try to do something or you're building a system for you or building something for yourself and your future, your confidence is going to go through the roof. Because when I first started not only posting on social media, I used to care what people thought of me, or I was scared to post certain things or talk about certain things on social media because I was worried what people would think of me or, the hate I would get. But then I realized it's okay to be vulnerable and open about your struggles and challenges and be personable with your current audience and people on social media, right? Because I want to inspire other people that it's okay to do the same, right? Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Because when I first started that, I had little to no confidence with social media or talking on the camera. And when I first started my health journey, is that I was embarrassed, not knowing what to do in the gym or not knowing what routine or system works for me, right? Because I struggled to build a physique I've always wanted. I struggled what foods to eat. I struggled with the routine and consistency, right? It took me a while to get out of plateau and build muscle mass because I grew up mad skinny, right? And I used to have people saying, don't, why are you taking the gym so seriously? Why are you taking healthy eating so seriously? You're only 20, 21, you're in your low 20s. You enjoy your life, have fun, right? But that's not what I wanted, right? I still want to enjoy myself and I still go out from time to time, right? I didn't give up alcohol completely, but I pick and choose what things to focus on. And I work my ass off so then I can enjoy the vacations and feel like I'm not getting so far back. Or, when I go on vacation, it's not setting me back from my progress, right? If I go on a week or two vacation, I'm not going to lose all the progress I created because I'm so dialed in for the most of the year, especially Monday through Fridays. And then I can enjoy going out with my friends or, eating at a restaurant from time to time once in a while, right? That's the mentality you have to have. You have to have that mentality of, if you want to become the best version of yourself, you have to start within yourself in here. You have to dive deeper into not only your pain points, but what you want out of your life and your physique, right? Because I know truly there's people out there that are not happy with the way they look and the way they feel, right? When you wake up and look in the mirror, you're not confident, you're insecure yourself, because I was you. I was exactly you when I was younger. But it's okay because we've all been there. You just have to take a chance on yourself and make that change, right? It's going to be lonely at times. You're going to have to isolate yourself. And I'm still trying to handle that myself and work on that, right? Because there's going to be people in your ear telling you what to do. And you're not being disrespectful. You're putting yourself first for once in your life. Because I used to take care of everyone else before I took care of myself. And that's what, bothers me, is that since I was such a good person to other people and the people in my circle, that I used to, I wasn't realizing my capability of the person I could become and how much more outgoing I became and socially and just, the better energy and just overall, right? Because I was using so much energy on other people and other relationships that it was affecting me mentally and causing my anxiety and stress. And that's what the issue was. So once I started building daily habits to focus on my personal growth and to be successful, to set up my future self, then everything started to click, right? I was able to build a routine. I was able to find a system that works for me in the gym and with my diet, right? I finally started seeing the results I've always wanted. It took a little longer than I thought, but it started to compound and I started to build off that every single day, every single month. I built discipline, commitment, consistency over time. And then I finally just started to see the results that I've always wanted, right? And the thing you have to start realizing is that the people around you in your environment, or, if you're in an environment where maybe they're dealing with the bad habits or, they're pushing you to do these bad habits, you might have to cut them out for a little bit. You don't need to cut them out completely. Just isolate yourself a little bit. I know it's going to get lonely at times and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a long journey, but you're going to feel so much better. And then once you're a better version of yourself, you could go back to speaking to them or, hanging out with them more often. And then it'll be easier for you to not fall back into those old habits and those bad habits, right? Because you created a system for you that not only works, but you're not afraid to say no anymore. You're not peer pressured to do these things. You don't have FOMO, right? Because I used to have FOMO of, missing out on things, not going out, not drinking every single day with my friends, things like that, right? You can't have the FOMO and the fear of missing out on those things if you know that your goals are so much more than them and they're just settling for their normal life. Because you deep down know you don't want that normal life. You don't want the traditional life, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? So when you focus on personal development, it helps you not only become your best version of yourself, but also helps you with other relationships. And you actually are more, well spoken, but also more, people respect you more because they know what you've been through. They see the dedication, they see the hard work it was for you to become this way, and it'll help you build better relationships over time. It won't be, you won't be saying yes to everything. You'll be, there won't be toxic stuff or things that's, how do I word this? But like, you won't be, falling into the trap of, getting pushed around or having people tell you what to do all the time. That's what you have to start realizing, right? So build daily habits, build the consistency, find what works for you, have daily non-negotiables, and 1% better every single day. And I'm telling you, when you focus on yourself, right? And what also helped me, it might not help you, but also is putting God first as well and building my relationship with Jesus Christ, right? Reading my Bible, praying, go to church. That helped me have a clearer mindset to focus on my personal growth. So if that works for you, give it a shot. If not, all good. But I'm excited for your potential, and you have no idea what you're capable of if you don't even try. So let's lock in now and just start. I'm telling you, you will feel so much better.